Hey guys, what's up? It's Ed or EnglishDonnn here, and this is the second video on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a squad builder, a Premier League squad builder. It's going to be worth about 250 to 260k, somewhere around there. That's current prices. I'll also be showing you the prices of the players that I've got inversely, because I want to show you how many goals they've scored, etc. And their stats. But I bought this squad about 3 or 4 weeks ago, so don't say, oh well, you paid far too much. And to be honest, I mean, in a couple of months this squad probably worth about 150k, even lower than that possibly in the future. But these are just the prices as of the 4th of November that I'll be telling you guys about. I worked it out as about a 255k squad, but obviously the prices will fluctuate depending on what time you're looking at the market. I'm looking at about 7 o'clock on a Sunday evening, so you'd imagine quite a lot of people will be on that, so it might go down. Then again, it might go up in the week, on weeknights. So yeah, it's just really up to the day. But here we go. To start off at striker, I'm gonna be pretty careful of what I actually show you guys here, because I've got some other squads that I don't want to like show you in advance, if you get what I mean. So what am I looking for? Okay, we'll start off with we'll start off with Mario. So we've got Mario Balotelli, one striker. He's an absolute beast on this game. I don't know, not quite as good as I thought, as everyone maybe said. I mean, 32 goals in 34 games is pretty damn good. But then again, I did pay 48k for him. I would say he probably is worth that much. Now I think he's worth about 40k, so definitely worth that much. Not like as much of a beast as everyone says, I don't think, in terms of strength. He might actually have high strength stats, but he doesn't seem, for me anyway, maybe it's just the way I play, but I generally go for some longer shots, and I play through balls, that kind of stuff, a lot. And strength is important when you're kind of running next players, but generally I try and get players in the like in the open, so they're out, so they haven't got anyone near them. So maybe for me, not as good as for other people, but I'm definitely happy with me and my squad. I did have Aguero, but I actually preferred this guy, so yeah, I'm going to stick with him for a while. So other striker, we've got ourselves German Beast, which we actually got in the pack opening up that I uploaded yesterday, and it's Podolski. It's Lucas Podolski. As you see there, I paid 36k for him. You're going to be able to get him for about 20k now, but he's a beast, as you can see there. 22 goals in 21 games, which is really good. Over a 1 goal per game record, which is pretty damn good. You can't really ask for anything more than that with a striker. I don't know. His stats actually look better than Mario's in terms of pace and shot. His dribbling's a bit lower, but I would say him and Mario are quite similar players in terms of they're both relatively big. They've both got pretty good shots on them, especially this guy. They can score from pretty much anywhere. Neither of them are particularly good at finesse, at least I've found. But yeah, they're both pretty good. So yeah, that's him. Moving on to central attack and mid, we're going to go... Oh, sorry. I'll just put that on any. We've got ourselves a Santi Cazorla. He has, there, as you can see, their stats. He's got 78 pace, 78 shot, 84 passing, 86 dribbling. Again, you can switch this guy out for anyone you want. You could get David Silva, you could get a Juan Mata. Anyone like that you can just go for, and I mean they're all really good players, but for me I just wanted to make a relatively cheap team. Well, I say cheap for me in comparison to, like, as my first squad it's quite cheap. Some people might find this really expensive. I mean, 250k I know is a lot of money, but I opened quite a lot of packs, and I got very lucky in my packs as well. But there, as you can see, he's got 5-star weak foot, which is quality. That means his passing is quality off both feet, so he can pass to either striker perfectly, and he scored some pretty good goals as well. I mean, 10 goals in 25 games as a central attacking mid. That's really good. Not like amazing, but yeah, the only thing I would say about him, he is pretty weak. As you can see there, he's pretty short, so he does get pushed off the ball quite a bit, but a really solid player. I actually would rank him over someone like a David Silva, just because I think there's a handicap in this game. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing with him. Actually, I didn't talk about that with the skills. This Mario has a 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, so that's both really good. That's both standard, and unfortunately Podolski only has a 2-star weak foot, which means his right foot is really weak. I actually usually play him that way around, so he can cut in and shoot. Unfortunately his right foot is really weak, but maybe not as weak as 2-star, I wouldn't say. Maybe 3.5 star I'd give him, if you could do half stars, that kind of thing. I think he actually plays better than a 2-star weak foot. And his skill moves aren't particularly good, which can be annoying to some people, but I don't particularly skill that much myself, so for me, it's not much of a problem. Okay, going on to right mid here, we've got ourselves either Hassan Ben Arfa or Valencia. I've actually been playing with Hassan Ben Arfa, just because if you look at them, I mean, he's got 5-star skill moves. As I said, I don't really use skills, but I do occasionally like to do a thing like a rainbow flick. He doesn't have a particularly good scoring record, but I generally don't score with my right and left mids. I don't know, good player, H3 pace, maybe not quite as fast as some people, but for me it's not really a problem because, as I said, the pace for the right and left mids isn't that important. It's more for the passing of them, and I think this guy plays better than 7-6 passing. He does some really good like curved Y, so through balls, or triangle if you're on PS3, through balls like up to Podolski, and then he can cut in with his left foot and shoot. And he's got his left foot. He's got a pretty mean long shot. Actually, I think 3 of those 4 were from long shots. But yeah, I'm going to be putting some goals in afterwards. I haven't actually been recording at this point, but I will be recording before I upload the video, so you guys will be able to see that. So yeah, he's pretty good. Nothing particularly amazing, but you could switch him out for whoever you want. Maybe the Inform Mata if you have the money for that, but he's going to be sort of 200k plus. I'm not quite sure his exact price. Okay, so going into the left mid here, we got ourselves an Ashley Young. Again, quite similar to Ben Arfa, a bit faster, but similar shooting and passing stats, and good dribbling. He's actually a really good runner. Not quite the 5-star skill moves, and his weak foot isn't as good as Ben Arfa's either. But I'd say he's probably as good at playing a player. He's actually scored more in terms of like ratio than Ben Arfa has for me. He can score. The only thing, and again, he's got that right foot, so he can cut in. His weak foot, I do think, is pretty weak, which can be annoying with crosses when you. Sorry, I just dropped the pen. Can be annoying with crosses when you run up the left side and try and cross in. His weak foot isn't that great, but it's all right. I score some crosses, but usually it's not that much of a problem. I mean, the only crosses you ever seem to score in this game are the ones that are unsavable, you know, the ones where you've got like a diving striker coming in, and this guy can, and Ashley Young can deliver them. As you saw there, I actually had a David Hoylett, who I was originally playing with, to try and make this quite a bit cheaper, but I thought I'd put this guy in. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention prices. Santi Cazorla is going to be about 16k. You've got Ben Arfa, who's going to be about 10k, and then Ashley Young, who's I'm going to say about 16 or 17k, somewhere around there. But yeah, left mid, sorry, you could put in the Bale, the upgraded Bale, who is really, really good. I have played with him. I don't think he's worth the money that he costs, but he is a really, really good player. Just because I don't really think any player, apart from maybe Ronaldo, is worth actually kind of over, well, no, around Ronaldo and Messi possibly, worth over 200k. Especially not in a left mid position, because I think you have to have a striker that's worth that much money. Moving on to centre defence and mid here, as you can see, I've picked myself up Tom Cleverley in form. He's a really good player. He's going to cost you at the moment. He was actually being price locked for like the first sort of 15 or so on the market, but there were some later on that were going for less. As you see, I picked him up for 20k there, but he's going to be worth about 25k. You're going to have to pay for him, which isn't too much. And for this player, it's really good. His shot, he hasn't really got a shot on him. I'm not going to lie. He scored 3 goals. I can't remember where they're from exactly, but yeah, he's got good dribbling and good passing and relatively decent pace. And his defending isn't that great. It's the only thing I would say lets him down as a centre defensive mid. But he is quite fast, so he can actually track back and kind of block off players, that kind of thing. He's not amazing, but he's all right. To be fair, 3 goals in 20 games isn't that bad, but I think they've all been kind of tap-ins. But yeah, he's all right. He does get up the pitch quite a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure if he has an attacking work rate, high attacking work rate, but he does get up the pitch pretty well. So yeah, moving on to my left back. As you can see here, I've got myself a Kieran Gibbs, the Arsenal player. I've picked him up there for about 47.5k, but now he's going to be worth. You're going to be paying about 50k for him. There weren't actually any offers on the market for him, but yeah, he's a really, really good player. Plays at about an 83, 84 kind of left back standard, and he has that lower rating, so you get up against, the idea is, I don't know, I think it's worse opponents, and he's got 84 pace, 59 shot, which obviously isn't anything. That's why he hasn't scored any goals on for me. And he's got himself at 77 pace, sorry, passing, along with 70 dribbling, 77 defending. Sometimes I think he does run up the pitch a bit too much, but he doesn't ever really seem to score. I would definitely recommend buying him for your team though, if you're happy to spend that kind of money. If not, just go for the normal version of him. He's good still. I mean, he's a 76, I believe. He's good still. You might want to go for someone like a, I think maybe a Kieran Richardson if you don't want to pay that much even, who, as you saw, I had in my club, and I'm going to have him on the bench later. But yeah, moving on to my first centre back, I've picked myself up a Vermaelen, Thomas Vermaelen, a really solid player in this game. Everyone seems to have him in their Premier League team. I picked him up for 20k, but now he can be worth about 12k, maybe even less than that by the time you watch this. So definitely go pick him up. Solid. He's got a 3-star weak foot, which is actually pretty good for a defender. But he's a really solid player. 70 pace. He probably plays about 75. 83 dribbling and 85 defending. The only thing I would say about this team, it's not particularly good on heading. He says he's got a 85 heading. I know there are 3 goals scored there, and they were headers. But I do get a lot of corners in most matches I play because I generally dominate the possession and get up into the other half. So yeah, that's possibly not quite as good as it says it is. But yeah. Moving on to my other centre back, I've picked myself up by Younes Kaboul, French Spurs player. He's really good as well. Again, probably doesn't play as good heading as it says he does, but he has got 83 heading, not quite as good as Marlon. And I think that's true. I think 2 of his goals were actually shooting, which is pretty amazing with a 46 shot, but I think they were just tap-ins, like lucky off corners, that kind of thing. I've picked him up for about 11k there. You're going to be looking at about sort of 8 to 9k, so a bit less, but not that much difference. He's pretty damn solid. He's one of the best players that's in this team because of his really low price and his general kind of. I mean, he's 77 pace, so he's faster than Vermaelen. His defending is as good, I would say. And yeah, moving on to my right back now. As you saw, guys, I got that Maicon in the pack yesterday, but I don't have Maicon on my team. I actually use Micah Richards. I think it's Micah Richards, who's really solid. If anything, I would say he's not quite as good as Gibbs, but pretty damn good. As you see, he's got 82 pace, 69 passing, which does let him down a bit, I will admit, when he's running out the right side sometimes. 72 dribbling and 80 defending and 88 heading. 88 heading for a 5'11" player, that's pretty damn good. I haven't actually realised, he hasn't scored any headers with me. Obviously he's scored no goals with me at all, but he is pretty good. He's a pretty good defender. He's pretty good at tracking back, that kind of thing, and he's fast. Probably plays faster than his pace says. If you guys want to switch him out, I'd go for someone like a Maicon or that kind of player, if you have the money. And he's going to be worth, you're going to be paying now, I got him for 16k there, but you're going to be paying about 11k now, maybe 10k. My centre back's someone you can switch him out for, maybe a Company, and I'd stick with Vermaelen, to be honest. Probably worth the money where he is. Well, definitely worth the money. And moving on to my goalkeeper, the final player on the team. You see there, sorry, I've put a plus 15 reflexes card, but I think it's usually an 84 reflexes. 86 driving, 77 handling, 79 kicking, 84 reflexes, and 81 positioning, and 61 speed, which isn't that bad. He's got a 3-star weak foot as well, which doesn't really matter that much, but yeah, he's a solid player. He's not as good as he was on FIFA 12, although he's a higher rating, and to be fair, he hasn't been as good this season as he was last season. I think off last season's forms, he should have been a kind of Lloris character, a kind of 86, maybe even 87. I mean, he was challenging kind of Neuer in last season, but this season he hasn't been that great, I don't think, anyway. As you can see there, I picked him up for 54k, but you're going to be paying about 48k as of the beginning of November. Yeah, so if you want to get hold of him, that's going to be how much you have to pay. But he is a decent player, and I don't know, he's definitely worth the money, I'd say. Okay, so yeah, guys, here's sorry about that. I had to cut the clip because I realised that it was a bit too long. But here's the subs that I have on my team: Valencia, Parker, Sessegnon, Defoe, Smalling, Hoylett, and Richards. So yeah, I realised I'd made the video a bit too long, but yeah, I've got Roberto Di Matteo as manager, and yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, can leave the video a like. If you haven't, leave a dislike and tell me you didn't like, and subscribe if you're new and you enjoyed this video. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Tomorrow I'll be uploading some stuff about my schedule, maybe later on, well actually tomorrow morning, and I'll be uploading another pack opening. So guys, thanks for watching and goodbye.